Hey there, lads and lasses. Hey, this is Thunderhand64 coming at you live from the west coast of the United States. I've never started out with a hey before. That sounds so cheesy. Hey there. Yeah, this is Thunderhand64 coming at you live from the west coast of the United States here on a Wednesday. It is a little bit past noontime, and that can only mean that it's time for some Generations Minecraft server, particularly some Baby Zombie Rush beta. So I've been working on updating the server to 1.21.4. I've got most of it set for that. So some of the mods are not ready yet for 1.21.4. But the ones that are have been installed. Oh, I just thought about something. I do not have Video Ninja set up for my screen capture. So let's do that. Let's see how fast I can do this. Clipboard. In fact, this should be the same as it was last time. Yeah, I think I can do this in a decent amount of time here. I think. I make no promises. Let's get down to here. Let's do this. Let's see if... Copy link, like that. Where's OBS? Right over here. Let me go to the display scene for a moment. Pasting in the link. See if that does it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, here we go. Generations 1.21.4. 4, as we say in the East Coast. All right, yeah, it's trying to do its thing. Okay. Hey, while that's doing its thing, I understand that it's April 2nd. But I can now show off way behind schedule. Well, I don't know if it's way behind schedule. I could show off our redeem for the month of March.
Why do you always complicate things that are really quite simple?
That's what I do.
I don't know. I think I should adjust the volume on that a little bit more and bring that up some more. But for those of you who may not be familiar, that is from an episode of Good Eats. And Good Eats is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. Alton Brown is probably one of my most significant heroes. In fact, on my credential program, philosophy of teaching paper that I had to write, I listed Alton Brown, Perry Cox, and Doctor Who as my educational influences, and that was not well received. But I was 46 at the time, and 6'1" and 200 pounds, and guess what? They had to deal with that. Okay. Let's do this. Let's log on to the server. Yeah, I got to crank the volume up on that a little bit more. Let's do this. Okay, the arrow system is working. Number one, I'm in creative mode. Number two, I did not want to be at this particular dead end feature. I wanted to be at a different one. So much for that. And now I have all these arrows in my inventory. But not for long. Ooh, there goes my potion of night vision. Yeah, this is quite necessary for this kind of stream. We need to keep that in the hot bar. Let's get over to where is that? Is it over here? No, that's like the lava one. I think it's right about in here. Come on, Thunder. There should be like a whole bunch of redstone on the top. Okay. Well, evidently I closed it. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, it's actually way over here, I think. No, this is TNT. No! Again, I'm in creative mode, so. Thankfully, because now I need to get out. The only way out of that is death. Where am I? It should be over here, right? I mean... Yeah, okay, here it is. Yeah, all right, it's in this L-shaped one. And of course, this time, I'll make sure we're in survival. Not yet. There. Now we'll do this. Ouch. Now, if we look up, and this is good timing because I actually want the night vision potion to run out right now. Good. So when the player drops down in, and this is what they're going to see. And look, it only did like 1 heart worth of damage. So that's pretty good. All right. Now, I'm thinking on including the Blackstone stairs here, even though you can see them, because without the Blackstone stairs, without the Blackstone on the floor. Now my gamma should be all the way up. It is. My brightness is cranked. Contestants will not be allowed to have any mods. And look at this. Look how hard it is. Look at how difficult it is down here to see. So if some of you do not know what we're doing here, this is the last drop feature like this. There's 3 of them. There's one TNT. There's a lava drop feature in there. And then there's this one which drops you down into this blackened maze through which you can navigate your way through. Undoubtedly, some of the baby zombies are going to fall down here with you. So it is that situation. And then emerge into a different part of the maze, which, you know, is one of those things that's kind of benign. It's not really beneficial, not really detrimental. It could go either way. So, but it's not specifically either one of those. But I think I have to keep reminding myself not to make this too difficult. And I think right now, now I had to use Blackstone for the stairs because I couldn't use concrete blocks for steps, which is a good thing, right? So I'm thinking we need some Blackstone on the floor so players can see where they're going. Remember, players won't have this kind of view. So good old Blackstone. So what I'm thinking of is just having the floor Blackstone, and we'll keep the walls and ceiling with the black concrete. And I may do with some lighting, but I'm thinking not. Let's see. Let's get ourselves a milkshake here. Why in creative mode? In creative mode, this night vision should not empty itself. Oh, I must have drank the night vision when I was in survival, right? So, yeah, there we go. That's better. And there's Sage. Greetings! You guys can see the auto shout out there for fellow buffoon, or the real foolish Sage himself. How are things over there today, Sage? So you guys can see now that, I mean, this is still pretty difficult to see. And some of you are looking at this on your devices, like your phones or whatnot. So I think if we just do something like this is a little bit better. And I may even go so far as to do something like this, just to make it a little disorientating. Right? Yeah, this is pretty tough, especially if you're in a panic and you're running from baby zombies. This is going to be kind of tough. But I don't know. How do you guys feel about this, you guys? How do you all feel about this? I mean, yeah, it's barely visible. Yeah, it's another thing when you're actually on the server yourself doing this. Right now I have a majority of Blackstone. What happens if I switch that up? And I just speckle. I mean, I have a majority of the Blackstone and speckled in the black concrete. If I reverse that and just use mostly the black concrete and just speckle in the Blackstone. Like that. I feel that's a little better. Because, yeah, I don't want to make it too hard, but I also don't want to make it too easy. What is that noise? Okay. Yeah, so I'm feeling this is a little bit better, right? They can see the stairs, and they come down here, and then they can kind of pick their way through like that. I think that's a little better. I like that better. The stairs I can't really do anything about. Like I said, I don't have a black concrete stair block. And any of the Blackstone variants and things like that are not particularly darker than these Blackstone stair blocks anyway, so I think we're good here. I think this is just the right level of disorientation that a panicking player can come through. Okay, now, one logical path to take after this, and no pun intended, would be to actually make the path itself over to the exit point. But I think it's better to actually make the exit point first and then connect them together. I think that's the best way to do it. So as you can see, the drop brings you down with the stairs, brings you down to floor level, which gives me room to put in redstone at the top in various locations. I like that. So brings you down to here, but it does mean we're going to have to climb back up. And then we're going to have to be able to get out of the maze. So one thing that is going to have to happen is we're going to need a reverse kind of process where these slabs will be pulled down and out to the sides so the player can emerge out of the tunnel. The other thing that's going to happen is some steps or slabs or something are going to have to rise up for the player to be able to climb out. Now, the cool thing is it's going to be a similar mechanism to what we've built over there, but I'm thinking it may be simpler. It may be simpler than this. I'm hoping it will be. If I'm halfway decent with redstone, we should be able to make a simpler situation here. So we need to build that first. So, and then we can think of the stairs afterward, but let's build it in 2 stages. Let's make the floor open up. And again, you know, it depends on, I don't want to make it too hard. If the player is running up through this way, hits a button here, and then comes up through like this, they're facing the wall in the dead end. They need to turn around and run out of the maze. That could be one thing that happens. Or we can have the, I keep saying maze, we can have the tunnel approach this way, climb up the stairs, open up, and then they emerge like this already out into the maze. That could happen as well. Also, some of the... Now, I want to make this tunnel, this passage here, look like this because I want it to be disorientating. But I'll tell you, I'm very tempted to make a highly decorative kind of feature down here. To make cool looking walls with vines and different blocks, and just, you know, if I wanted to make it like very, very benign, where it's just connects, well, not even benign, beneficial. If I wanted to make it beneficial, bringing you out into a different part of the maze, which helps you out, right? Then I would light it and I would make it look really cool down here and do some things. I don't know. I'm really tempted to go that path with it, but I may do that in another copy of, in another version, because remember, I'm going to have different ones. This is just going to be one version of this that the player can play. And then if the player wants to come on and do this again, they have a different iteration, a different version of it that they can play, which, you know, function-wise will be the same, but some of the features will be a little bit different. And this could be one of the features that we change, right? Instead of being kind of benign, we could just have it beneficial. They drop down into here. There may be a few baby zombies pursuing them, but probably not. And then they come down and they fall through this tunnel. It's pretty obvious. It's pretty easy to follow through the tunnel. It'll be well lit, but it could look really cool down here. There could be all kinds of blocks and features and stuff down here with armor stand characters down here and stuff. It's just something cool, right, to look at, right, as you're winding your way through and stuff like that. That one might have a couple of false dead ends to it that won't be trapped or anything, but just to make it a little challenging, right? But I think for this one, this iteration, we'll stick to this for now. This is should be a little faster and easier to do, and a little bit more challenging. So. All right, so let's get this out of the way first. And again, I don't know. I don't know how far the stairs are going to come up. Let's take a look at that first. Let's see, stair. Blackstone stairs. Let's do this. No, let's not do that. Yeah, that's cool. Now, I'm tempted to keep this like this. Let me explain, or let me elaborate on that which I'm trying to convey to you. Is this enough to emerge out of there? Yes, it is. All right. Good. Okay. So the tunnel, the passage, the tunnel. Let's just say tunnel from now on. Secret tunnel. Again, we could, I'm going to wrap it around this way and have the player climb out just in a nice straight line like that. I think that'll be cool. And as far as activating the door up there, I think maybe just some pressure plates will do it. Some very visible, well, I don't know. We'll adjust the visibility of it. What do we have available for pressure plates? Pressure coming down on me. Polished blackstone, dark oak. Yeah, we could go with the polished blackstone. We could do that. We could do that. For sure. And that's cool. When this opens up, you'll be able to see the sky. The lighting will come down. It'll illuminate the stairs, right? If you have good and bad versions of it, and then having very visible pressure plates could be fun, as it makes the player choose if they want to risk it. Yes, and that's a common theme, right? That's the theme with all of the dead ends. You run into a dead end, and then you have to make a choice. Do I want to try that button or not? Right? So, or do I want to just try to juke the baby zombies? Right? In escape. Right? Which is possible. But it depends on what your health is at and stuff. So there's a couple of factors there, right? And you know what, Sage? I think I get your point there, right? If there's some highly visible pressure plates here, then the player's running around, and then they look at those, and they're like, do I want to step on these or not? Right? Yeah. Because they see some stairs, right? But they don't necessarily know what's going to happen there. But the pistons in the redstone might be visible up here enough for them to be able to come around. And if they're not pursued, because there is a great or a high possibility that maybe the baby zombies don't make it down to here. And they're just wandering through and they see this, they look up there and they're saying, okay, this rises up. I can escape through here. But then again, escape into what, right? So so I think this is going to end up being a very, very cool feature. All right, so we'll keep the staircase like this. I don't know why I'm being so conservative with my blocks. We are in creative mode, but my instinct is to use the least amount of blocks possible. I don't know why. They're free. Whoops. It's a reflex from the, yeah, you know, no lie, I was thinking that. Survival, yeah. I've just been playing survival too long. But I think I can clear that with just an opening of 6 of them there. It looks like we can clear that easily. Certainly those baby zombies can. Right. Okay, now I'm going to need to remove these for the moment. And so what we're going to have to do is we're going to need some sticky pistons. I know that much is true. And we can do something like, let me see, they'll be in their extended mode, so they'll need to be at about that level. Or, you know, even if they're not in their extended mode, they need to be down here so they could reach up, grab the block, and pull it down. Now, this is going to be an interesting mechanism. I think you guys can see what's going to have to happen here. Let's make our access point right over here so we can get some work done. So, step 1, these are going to have to pull the slabs down. Step 2, they're going to have to pull them to the sides. Step 3, the stairs are going to have to be pushed up into their place. And then step 4, it's going to have to be restored. So we've got a 4-phase operation. Actually, this is probably going to be more complicated than that. I wish that weren't the case. But I'm thinking that's going to be what's coming down here. Yep. And this is going to be a pretty complicated thing. This is going to basically be this. Let's go over to one of these. This might be a little simpler, just because the tunnel isn't in the way. It's probably going to be... Oh, this one needs to be reset. Something went wrong here. All right, we'll come back to that later. But let's not use that as an example then. We'll use this one. So basically, it's going to be this with an extra feature that pushes blocks up in place. Okay. But I'm thinking... Yeah, okay. So I'm thinking pistons to push observers into place. But these have to be moved themselves. That is not going to be easy. Okay, I've got an idea. In Buffooncraft, wait, not one on. Yeah, in Buffooncraft now. I've decided that I need to stop work and go get myself a mace because I want to be prepared. I'm going to use that for something specifically later on. And so I've been raiding the trial chambers. And we only have a 7.5% chance of dropping the heavy core. And so I've been at that for a while. Now, my point here, linking that to this, what I'm trying to say is I've been having a lot of experience with the breeze rods, the breeze charges, and thinking that, you know, those things are, the breeze charges are just too cool not to use those. They're just too cool. We've got to figure out a way to use those. So we could use that here, and we could use that to solve some problems, right? For example, the player could get up to a certain point here, step over. The breeze charges could launch them into the air and out of the maze, and cut down on some of the redstone here. I think that would be a cool thing. That could be a cool thing. You can launch a player up about 8 blocks, and with a run, you can jump a gap of 12. It seems like you could do some stuff, yeah. Oh, and by the way, yes, I will definitely... in fact, Sage, I don't know if you're going to be around on Friday, but maybe Friday we could do that. We could do another trial chamber together. Because I need to do several of them. I already cleaned one out that's not too far from Lux's base. So I've used up all of the trial vaults there. So I still have some bad omens and some keys that we can use. I did discover one right at my island, right on the northern shore of my island. So there's one there that we could use too. In fact, that one, though, I got to be careful not to obliterate that one too carefully because I might want to make some farms out of that one. So, because it's right at my base, right? So, but the cool thing about trial chambers is they're everywhere. I mean, you really don't have to dig too far to bump into the next one, right? If you're already at one. So I'll hunt around between today and tomorrow, and I'll pick one out, and then we can go do a raid for those. And Sage, how about yourself? Do you have a maze of your own? Have you already done that yet, or have you yet to do that? No miss yet. It's on the wish list. Well, I guess now we can do that. The other cool thing here about this is if we do something where we're now thinking of launching the player up, number one, the silliness factor, right? That's definitely going to come into play. But I don't think we need this quite... Yeah, we don't need 6. We can go 4x4, and that's also 4x4, 2x2. Really, Thunder. And that's going to help some things out a little bit here. In fact, that's going to help some things out a lot. Let me think of how I want to do this. One of the problems I'm having here is the first activation, these have to reach up and pull those down. Then these need to be pulled to the sides. So I need to activate these first to get them to pull those down, and then I need to pull them out. Pull them out of the way. And let me see. You said that they could launch the players up 8 blocks, right? Pressure plate on the floor with 2 dispensers facing in. Well, yeah, when we're ready for that. So let me see. I need something to come in and trigger these to fire. And the problem is, what I'm thinking of is this. All right, let's just start spamming some blocks. What I'm thinking of is something like this. Okay. So I'm thinking on having this piston come in, right? So we'll have this also. And come to think of it, we can just do that. So we can do this kind of a thing, and we'll get a pulse from this, right? Which will fire that, hit this, and then retract, right? If we're going to do that, we will need what? We could do some target blocks. If I did this... But I could use one activation. To do this. Oh, no. I think I'm good. Hold on. I got an achievement going up 8 blocks. Didn't know that was a thing. Surprise. Yeah, I know. Here we're about to go into eventually 1.22, right? And like, I still haven't even messed with, the trials and tribulations update, whatever it's called. 1.21. I still haven't explored all of those blocks yet, right? And those features. I mean, I have a little bit, but... Okay, so I'm thinking now we can have this activate those, which will pull them up on a timer. It'll hit that, pull it up, and then also pull it back. Can I do that in 2 steps? I don't know if you guys know what I'm trying to do here, but I'm trying to do this. Let's do this from the side first. Okay, this does need to be there. like that. Okay, and let's take a block. Smooth. Like this, just for now, just for testing purposes. Could do that. And then maybe button. So you guys can see what we're going after here, right? Let me get it from this side. This side's a little bit better. So this should reach up and grab that slab and bring it down. Like this. Okay, so that's step one. Now step two, I'm thinking we have to pull these out of the way. Right, so let's get this so we have all of these in place first. And we'll just set it up jankily first. And then from there, then we'll clean it up and we'll get some. Now, again, I'm sure there's a better way to do this. But I'm thinking something like that. These could also be on the bottom or the top, powering them from there, too. So we've got this kind of action happening. But now, when this triggers and pulls these down, now these are going to have to be pulled out of the way for either, depending on what we want to do, if we want to have stairs pop up so the players can then climb up those stairs, we could have that. The other thing is, that's what that'll be like when they're retracted. If we did this right, we could have the stairs come up to that. But then again, now here's the problem we run into. We need these to be removed as well. And so we need more of these to remove those, more, and then the stairs will just keep backing up, and that won't work. So we need to take, now the cool thing, one thing we could do would be to take pistons now with slime blocks to grab these blocks and retract them backwards, that direction, and then this direction, and then that leaves the space open, right? But the problem is if they retract this way, then they wind up colliding with the stairs. Do they need to be stairs on the way down? Can't you use slabs as stepping stones? Yes, we can. The other thing is we could retract these downward and then go over the top of them. But now we need to have some sort of situation where the player can ascend vertically by one way or another. And for some reason, my brain's just not doing that right now. Because, and let's set up the other thing to show you. Slime like this. Let's get some slime blocks. No, we just need sticky pistons. We don't need slime blocks. Fuck. Do this. Do that. There's Lone Star. Welcome on in. You guys can see the auto shout out for fellow buffoon Lone Star. How you doing today, lad? So yeah, you can see where these will pull those down and then these will pull them out. But the thing is, I need another array on the opposite side, and I'm thinking they're going to block the stairs. Not too shabby. I wish my brain were a little quicker today, but that's pretty much every day for me. So other than that, doing fine. So this would be another situation where we would do something like this. In fact, I'd probably just use target blocks for this. Where was I? Over here? Wow. If I'm not mistaken, if I fire the top ones, the bottoms will also... Yeah, so if I do this, you get both of them firing. There you go. So I really need to only power one of these. Just the top ones, and then the bottoms will also fire. So we've got that going on. So now it's just a matter of getting the order right for these. These are just temporary blocks. And of course, the challenge with Baby Zombie Rush is always this kind of a thing, where it has to close up afterwards and have no indication whatsoever that there's a feature here. So, yeah, it's not just getting a machine that just works in any old way, right? Mrs. Thunderhand is sending something. Oh, okay. Okay, so Mrs. Thunderhand is using the AI generation that has the Miyazaki filter on it. Cute. And I'm trying to send something back to her, and I can't right now. I'll do it after the stream. Yeah, so it has to be disguised in that kind of a way, right? So we have the action with two of these. It can pull these down and pull them back. But then if I go to do that with these, the stairs get in the way. All right, so oh, but I've got this. I've got this. I think I know what to do here. Let's try this. And this, everyone, is what I absolutely love about observers. I'm thinking this might help us. Because, okay. Check this out. Check this out. Now, this is going to be a little weird. But redstone is always weird. Okay, I think you guys can see where I'm going with this. These need to be a little closer in. These can also be triggered from down to separate these out. Now, if I'm slick enough, I can use the same powering situation to power both of these mechanisms. This needs to be closer. So it'll grab those blocks. Like that. All right, so what I'm thinking is this will push that there first and grab the slab and then retract. And followed very, very quickly by these two, which will grab the pistons and the slabs and retract them out of the way. Got it. Now it's just working out the timing to get that to work right. So we'll get one side working first, and then we'll worry about the other side, and then try to get them in tandem. All right, so we can do something like that. And again, you know, I'm dragging, it looks like I'm dragging my feet, but I'm trying to think about this to try to make this as compact as possible. But you know what? I think I'll worry about that later. Compactness isn't really necessary down here. So, you know, you get ridicule from other builders, you know, that it's not as slick as it could be. But you know what? Just get something together to get it to work first. And then you have plenty of room down here. You know, it's not like we're cramped for space. Let's see. We can get that to work that away. And see, I'm trying to leave as much room out here for the timing of the circuits. But I'm also thinking efficiency-wise, trying to use the same signal. So I want this to activate first and then that off the back of this. And so instead of putting the T flip-flop here, I'm thinking I'll put the T flip-flop down at the button instead. But the problem is, if I'm going to do that, that means... All right, let's just start spamming blocks here. Spamming redstone. Here we go. Let's just try getting some of this stuff going here. Now, how could I make the best use of this? So I'm thinking down here will be the pressure plates. They'll send a signal over, and then that signal will activate this. My mind is also racing ahead on this because I'm thinking, what if the player just keeps jumping and jumping and jumping on the... Also, I'm thinking, what if the baby zombies run on the pressure plates? You know, pressure plates might not be a good thing, actually. Because even if the player doesn't want to run on them, the baby zombies might. Now, normally what I would do would be to have something... hold on. If I do... Well, it depends on how I want to power these. Yeah, you can see I'm not very decisive today. I'm thinking like 2 repeaters into those pistons, but... and then 2 into these. With some observers here, and I'm thinking of the rails there. I'm just trying to avoid ganging up a whole bunch of unnecessary observers if I don't need them, right? So I'm trying to think of something like this. And you know, the cool thing about using the rails is you can do this kind of stuff with them. Like that, right? And you can just run the rails right up here, have them here, have the observers doing this. They'd have to go in the other direction. Have the observers do this kind of a thing. Looking down on the tracks. Now see, I'm really tempted to put like some target blocks right here with some redstone across the top. When these fire, it fires those and fires those. I'm really tempted to do something like that. However, I think it would be best if I did this instead. Like that. And then I'm thinking I can pull a signal this way to fire these, and I can pull a signal this way and up and over to fire those. Something like that. Yep, I'm thinking that's going to do it. So, I'll tell you what, let us... How are I doing for time? I'm at break time right now, aren't I? See, I kind of like this because this isn't quite so obvious. But I think we will take a break. We're at the halfway point of the stream right now. We'll take 3 minutes of an ad break here, and then we will be right back. Hey there, welcome back. All right, let's make some adjustments here. Right about there, volume-wise. Okay, let's go over to the display scene. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we were about to run a redstone rail right up through here. Rail. There we go. We can do this. We can do this. Now, you may have seen just one of these fire. It should be fine. Like that. And let us jankify this. We could do this a couple of different ways. Let's get a copper bulb. Let's see if this is going to do the thing. Yeah, because this doesn't see a block update in that kind of a way. One of the things we could do that's going to look kind of funny. There we go. All right, that works. That certainly works. I like that. And it hides the observer faces and everything. So that would be kind of cool. All right, so now we need to make a single T flip-flop out of this. How do I want to do this? Because I want either pressure plate here to activate. That sends a signal out this way. That signal could go under these stairs. Like that. And now I need the outputs of these two. We need two comparators coming off the back. Yeah, I guess, right? Again, if I were really slick with this, I could figure out a better way to do this, but... And again, I'm making the T flip-flop here so I can get the single pulse I need out of this. The thing is, I'm wondering if I need the T flip-flop up here. If I need the T flip-flop up here, then this T flip-flop down here is kind of pointless. So I don't want to make a redundancy. I think I need the T flip-flop up here. I think I do. Yeah, dang. Let's confirm it. Now, this is okay to a point, but we can't turn corners this way. So, I think that'll cause those rails to light. Yes, it will. And then, yeah, see, this takes away the entire point of the T flip-flop. I guess I could rotate everything around, right? I could do this kind of a thing. Like that. And then do this like this. But now I run into... Oh, well, no, hold on. No, I think I'm good. What if I temporarily do that? No, it still does that. But this won't carry the power up to that other rail, though, will it? No, it won't. And see, that's a bit of a problem. So I do need this. But I think I'm okay with the way I had it before, right? I think that solves it. But it doesn't pull my signal up. Unless... No. Why does this not pull my signal upward? I guess I need an observer there, and if that's the case, then you know what? The T flip-flop down here, we don't need that. That's very superfluous. Yeah, we don't need the T flip-flop down here. So... And then we need to be able to turn a 90 with this. And since we're not putting the T flip-flop down here, we just use an observer for that. Okay, I just don't think it's quite making it up to the top. There's one way that we could find out, though. Yeah, it's not quite making it up far enough. We need a booster along the way. I thought this would act like a booster, but it's not. Which means I could put a secondary observer right there. That might be that might be enough to do it. Yeah, it is. Okay. All right, secondary observer. I thought this would be enough to reach up there, but I think it only has 9, right? I think 9 is the amount. Joe, yeah, it doesn't quite. Yeah, it's not quite enough. I just wish there was a cooler looking way that we could do that. Like. No. I had it right. Yeah, that's the best we can do with that. That's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Trust me. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Okay, good. Now, here's where I think I need the T flip-flop. And the problem with the T flip-flop is I need the comparator coming out, which means for this signal, this has to be moved back by 1. So we need to move this bus over by 1. And I'll show you why in just a minute. Like this, we'll take all of this out. We'll extend that over by 1 more. Comparator right here. Like that. Copper bulb. Here and here. Like that. In fact, so this doesn't trigger prematurely. Now, I was thinking I could get away with just one observer in between, but we do need to think of how to do this. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we do need another one here, don't we? Do we not? Yes, we do. Not the nicest looking redstone, but it'll have to do. I mean, that would also be the... Yeah, let's not put them so close together. Let's do that. Okay, and now, people, we can put this here and that there. And we can put this here and here. And there's the T flip-flop that we need. And also, I'm thinking now I can come off the back of the T flip-flop and I can come up and over to get these. All right, let's see. Let's see if this does this. No, because I have the comparators the wrong way. Yeah, comparators, you need to be that way. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? There it goes. Nice. Now, I was a little disappointed that these didn't grab those and pull them down. Let's see what happened. There they go. Nice. Okay, so that works. Now, here's what I'm thinking. What I was going to do now is put a circuit on the back with a delay to power these off of the same pulse. But I'm thinking... can we use the first action, detect the first action, to initiate the second action? Probably not in a useful way. Yeah, I don't think so. Because I'm thinking we can use an observer like this. All right. Now, when this moves over, that's fine. And pulls that down. Actually, what I'm thinking of is more like that. But this will reach up and trigger. Yeah, so I don't think there's any decent way of doing that. I think we just go off of what we have. Now, pistons will power, if you power the top one, it'll also power the bottom one. This will soft power that way. It does not work in the opposite way. It does not go from the bottom to the top. So we do need the power source to be at the top. And then we need to carry this power up to there. So we need that kind of situation. Now, I could have an observer observing these comparators, but then I lose the T flip-flop. So I'm trying to get the output of the T flip-flop. And target block with some redstone might be able to do that for us. Because I don't think a copper bulb will power a copper bulb next to it. Like that. That won't work. But this won't soft power through, though. All right. We could make a double T flip-flop. Like that. But the thing is, we need a delay. We need a sufficient delay on there too. So there is that. That means I could come off the back of this. I think this is what I was originally thinking. What were you thinking? I was thinking this. Stepping the signal up over here and then into these with some repeaters. Yeah. These might be some glass blocks to insulate that. But we could do this kind of a thing here. Repeat. Because we have to have a sufficient delay in there. We have to have a controllable delay. And I'm not sure how long this delay is going to be, so let's put 2 sets of repeaters like that. Then I'm thinking maybe just some redstone dust here. Something like that. And let's just start out with way too much delay. Let's try out with like 4 ticks delay. Let's try that. Let's see what happens now. All right, it does work, right? I mean, it does do the thing. And then, of course, we're going to need an undo circuit. Okay. All right, I hear someone at the front door. I have to take that, so I'll have to do a secondary, be right back. But this will only take a moment. And we're back. Take your gun. That won't be necessary, Lodestar. Huh? All right, so we've got this to work. So now, for the moment, let's just duplicate this on the other side. No need to bring out the M1911. I can stay where it's at. Okay, so we can do that. And these need to be pointed upward. And so we just need to copy this to the other side. Again, I'm sure there's a better way to do this. But you know what? This works. So let's go with this. For example, I might be able to pull this off to have this also run the other side. But we also have to put the reverse circuit into place. So there is that as well to consider. Again, let's put in the rails first. That'll be drop down facing that. This will come over to here. Good. Okay. Then we can walk this down loosely. Great. And then we get the rails into place like that. The other cool thing about the symmetry in this is setting these up is they'll activate on each side, right? I just have to make doubly sure. Yeah, it will. Cool. So when I step on this plate, the rails will activate under these and send signals out both ways. That's what I was thinking when I was doing that. So we should get a nice, smooth, consistent action. In other words, when I step on one of these plates, we shouldn't get just one side firing. Both sides fire. And when they do fire, we should get both of them firing the same time. Nice smooth action. We should. There's no guarantees. Good. Hawk. Do that. We do. Let's put in the rails first, of course. Think I have it to here. And then I have that to there. And that to there. Okay, that's good. We do that. Okay, and I think we're in good shape here. All right, now we can install these. We Should be good there. Let's put the comparators in first. Like that. These comparators will read those into them. Put those in like that. Again, I could use less repeaters here, but and I think I set these on 4 ticks delay. We can play around with those a little bit and see if we can get these. Because, you know, with this, the quicker the action is, it's always the best, right? So that's pretty good. I think we can get that. I think we can get that less. Also, reset buttons. If I reset that. Oh, that's interesting because that doesn't have a T flip-flop. Yeah, okay. We'll just rely on the circuit afterwards. Okay, so that looks good. I'm just thinking let's try this at that's 4 ticks. Let's try it at 3 ticks. And we'll just keep dialing it down until we hit the limit. That no longer works. We can just use one side. Oh, these are actually in the right spot. These are the ones that need to be moved over. Those need to be removed. These can go into place right there. Okay. Let's see what happens. Seems to be okay with just 2 of them. I mean, with a setting of 3. Let's get down to a setting of 2. This may be okay with just 1. We just have to be careful that I'm thinking this has to be retracted before that retracts over it. Because when this retracts, it sends a signal up. And it might power that block, but that piston, and push these up through the floor. So we do have to be careful with that. I'm just curious how little delay that we can. Yeah, that still works good. I could probably go even less than this, but here at this point, it doesn't matter whether it's a blob of redstone dust or a repeater. They're both one tick. So I think we're good. I think we're good there. All right, let's get over to here. Let's make sure that they have the same timing. Like that. Okay, sure. Okay, so this first part of the circuit door has been completed. All right. Yeah. Okay, so we're cool there. The first part has completed, so we can now retract the floor down and get it out of the way. Let me see. We have 18 more minutes left of the stream. So what has to happen next is now we need to get the player up and out. Okay. So how to go about doing that? Because if we were just going to use stairs, what are the least amount of stairs we would need? We would need the stairs at this level here. We'll need a step here and a step there. So we'll need a set of steps there to come in. That might not be too bad because we could push these forward with two pistons there. We could do that. So if we have those two, and then we have these stairs here. Of course, these stairs here would be stationary. Like that. Now, where could these stairs come from? These stairs could probably come up from below. But maybe not. I think they can. I think these stairs could be parked in that position. No, they can't, because these have to slide in to power those. So those can't go there. Yeah, so this is going to be tough. How to get those into there? That's going to be hard. And so this is where we were thinking. This is where we were thinking that yeah, I know. Trying to complete my thought here. Narrate your thoughts, Thunder. This is where I was thinking that we could have something with the charges. The wind charges blow you up. Right? So that would mean dispenser. think they have to be dispensers, right? Yeah, well, they can't be droppers. Like this. So I'm thinking something like that. Now, I was momentarily thinking this is going to be a bad thing because I need to move the stairs forward by 1 block just to make the stairs alight into this area. Right? And so coming up to here like this. But I like having the block here because then we can go across and it can launch the player up. And you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking these pressure plates under these blocks will trigger the air charges, launching the player up, and then on a delay circuit, will be the restoration circuit behind the player. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. Let me do a little bit of mod stuff here. There we go. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking here. Yeah, we can use this for that kind of a thing. Again, if I use the observers right here under the pressure plates, Hawk. Now, I need to use the Now, the good thing about the dispenser is I think the dispenser will just fire once. I think. And Sage, there's your 8 blocks distance. So this will bring you up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It'll bring you up to about here. Now, if it also fired forward, that would be a cool thing as well. Okay, this is kind of weird. Oh, okay. So the pressure plate is soft powering the dispenser next to it. I was thinking, how is this? Oh, wait. You know what we could do? Oh, no, that won't work, though. This could be on a delay. So when you go forward like this, it blows you up, and then that blows you out. Might be able to do that. The other thing is we could have the wall open up here and have this on a different circuit blowing you out that way, which would probably work better. The other thing I'm thinking of too is that this just blows you upward, and then this closes beneath you, so when you come down, you're all set and you can run out. But I'm not sure I can get a fast enough action to close these in time. Target blocks. Repeaters. I mean, I could just put redstone dust under there too, right? No. Keyword is dust for this. There we go. I mean, if I didn't want to do redstone, I could do that. Right? I think that would work. Good. Does its thing. All right, let's see if all 4 of them fire now. It looked like 4 of those fired. Let's do this to be sure. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't fire, but some of you have been in the stream before. Okay, let's do this. And let's take a good belt of this before we do. And let's empty out our inventory. We should be good. So we should get 4 of those in our inventory, right, if they all fire. Yeah, we're good. Okay, well, now comes the fun part. Wind charge, is that what they're called? Is that what these newfangled things are that all the kids are using? Is that what they're called? All right, and just to be a fool, let's go into survival mode. Let's see what the activation like this is like. All right. Now, Sage, the wind charges are not blowing me upward. Why not? Do I not understand how these things work? Oh, one got me. Oh, that's why. Hold on. I understand. These are... Okay, so when you activate a dispenser, any one of these slots could fire. And so... Yeah, some of them are empty, right? So let's do this. To guarantee that they will all fire. How is it? Is it? No, it's not shift. I thought it was middle mouse button. So I have 64, and I thought middle mouse button let me do all 64 of these like this. No, that's shift. Why is this not working? Has my middle mouse button been reassigned or something? I thought I used to just go. Whatever. Okay. I guess I have to relearn that? Really? You're kidding, right? I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I don't feel like relearning that. I don't know why this has changed. What I was trying to do is just load these up with a stack, 9 stacks, right? And again, some of them didn't fire. How can they not fire? That's not possible. Hold on. Are these things not hitting me somehow? Like, but I don't know. I'm standing right over the hole when I do that. I mean, do I have to... Maybe they need a very, very slight delay? Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to have to research this and figure out how this works. Okay, so how did that get me and the others didn't? Because the other thing I could do is instead of using the wind charges, I could use the sticky piston, right? And with a slime block. And so I could just lower it, the slime block on the piston just a little bit below. So when you go off the stairs, it triggers and hits you and launches you up. I could do that. And the good thing about the sticky piston is I can also push you sideways, like the catapults that I use for the Iron Farm to launch the Iron Golems. I could make a smaller version of that. Because I'm not getting the air charges here. I don't... Yeah, like one of them hit me a little bit. But I think it's because they're not hitting me, right? I mean, I'm sending those up into the air. All right, let's see what's going on here. That is not enough to deliver a pulse that way. Now I could totally jankify this. Yeah, that does it. Okay. Okay, now my middle mouse button works. Why didn't that work before? I don't know. Okay, so a double action is necessary. Okay. So we have that initial action doesn't work, doesn't do anything. But then when we do that, we step off of it, that's when it actually hits us and pushes. So it's weird. It's kind of like it loads and then it fires. That is really weird. That's weird. What if it just... What if we did this? Yeah, I'm already past the end of the stream. Right. So redstone dust. We can power the okay, fine, whatever. Power the block above it like this. I think we can do that. Yeah, we're not bringing the signal up because I need to step the signal up like that. Okay, so that's what happens there. So I do need that double pulse, which is usually a problem. But maybe pressure plates are not the way to go here. Okay, I'm gonna have to mess around with this. We're quite past the end of the stream. Evidently, I don't know how air charges and dispensers work, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research on that. Hopefully, I'll have that worked out by next stream. Let's see if there's anybody to whom we can raid out. We can raid out to Jeannie, who's playing Battlegrounds right now. Let us do that, shall we? Okay, let's set this up. There, why did that not do that? There it is. You guys can see the raid message there in the chat. If you would like to join us on the raid, you can copy and paste that into the chat. And I always encourage the viewers to join us along on these raids, even if you can't stay for the entire stream. If you could just drop in and say hi, and if you feel so inclined, a follow, some bits, maybe a sub or two, that would be super cool. Let's set up the raid itself. Okay, in the raid for our fellow buffoon and good friend Cheska's Genie is in the countdown stage now. Family-friendly advisor, family-friendly viewers. yes, Lone, I know. Viewers, family-friendly viewers, just be advised that her stream is intended for mature audiences, a little bit of language and stuff like that, but she is super cool. Fellow buffoon, so the chances are you'll see somebody in there. We have a lot of shared community. And with that, I would like to thank everybody for joining us today for a little bit of Baby Zombie Rush here. That was super cool. Just be reminded that we do this stream every Wednesday from noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Our next stream will be Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will be Buffooncraft SMP Season 6. And then the stream following that will be Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will be Kachi time. This past Sunday, Kachi didn't feel like streaming. Hopefully he will this Sunday. We'll see what he has to do about that. But with that, let us raid out to Genie now. Bye for now, everyone.